The Paper Tigers is a 2021 American martial arts drama film written and directed by Tran Quoc Bao. Three childhood kung fu prodigies have grown into washed up middle aged men, now only one kick away from pulling their hamstrings. But when their master is murdered, they must juggle their dead end jobs, dad duties, and overcome old grudges to avenge his death. I thought this film was freaking hilarious from start to finish. I was on the edge of my seat cracking up. This movie is definitely worth a second watch. Now, this movie is not just good when it comes to their comedic punchlines and their one-liners and stuff. We get a lot of that, but that's not what holds the film together. Actually, the story pulled me in. As soon as the movie starts, their sensei, their grandmaster, is already murdered, which is a little bit of a letdown in my opinion, because I wanted to know more about their grandmaster other than him being a fucking chef. I wanted to know more about him. So when it does occur, when he does get murdered, I wanted to feel emotional weight. I wanted to feel like I'm at the brink of, like, I wanted to feel what they lost. But instead, he only has like 5 minutes screen time, and when he dies, I just blink an eye and all right, let's go to another scene. So after the Grandmaster dies, that's when the real movie begins. When the characters, the three characters, the Paper Tigers themselves, they end up meeting each other again, and unfortunately, their kung fu is not as sparked up as it used to be. This is gonna sound a little rough, but they ain't shit. They're not shit at all. They can fight. They can pull their weight, but when it comes to them being outnumbered, when it comes to them having the odds stacked against them, I'll tell you, they will get their ass kicked a lot. And you don't really feel sorry for them. Because, like I said, like, even though they get their ass kicked, it's like comedic fights. It's funny humor. So if you're expecting like a Bruce Lee or one of those kung fu movies that we see today, just those straight up beat 'em ups like Bak, The Raid, those type of films, don't watch this movie, because it kind of breaks the fourth wall when it comes to kung fu and just beating up other people. You want to have fun watching this. This is all this movie is. It's dumb fun. So you can't really bash on it too much when it comes to them taking it seriously. Even they know that they're not supposed to take it seriously. And that's what I like about it. Same reason why I love The Love Witch so much, because The Love Witch, it has a premise, it has a story, but at the same time, they want to have fun with it. Same thing with the Paper Tigers. They have a story, they have a premise, but they want to have fun with these characters, knowing that they're older, knowing that they're more seasoned. They can fight, but at the same time, fight a new generation of other kung fu fighters or even martial artists. They can have the odds stacked against them. As for the characters, we have Alain Uy, who plays as Danny, the main three. He is the father character, the one that has a son. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, the three characters, Alain Uy, Mykel, Shannon, Jenkins, and Ron Yuan, all three of them, they did good. I liked their characters. Their characters was funny. Look, here's the thing. Their characters are not there for you to feel emotional weight towards them. When they go through the brink of defeat or in the edge of death, there are times when they are going to be at the edge of death. You don't really feel as if they're going to die. You know they might get defeated, but you don't really feel that emotional weight towards them, because the movie has not given us, it hasn't earned that. You just know, like I mentioned, you know enough for us to be aware of what they're doing, trying to avenge the death of their fallen master. But you don't care. You don't know that much. They don't give us enough for us to care about them. So by knowing that, they gave us enough for us to laugh and for us to know about their dialogue premise of the story, which is fine. They made me laugh, but nobody made me laugh harder than the character Matthew Page, the guy that plays Carter. He is another teacher. He used to get his ass whooped by the three guys when they were younger, but now since he's older, he actually was the main person who kept his training on check. As the rest of them, they didn't, but him, he still trained, not to get revenge, but just so he can prove to them that he has what it takes. I thought his character was freaking hilarious. His character is so funny. When he was like when they was fighting him, and he was getting back at them at the times when they was beating his ass, and he was pummeling them down. He was just doing weird like martial arts poses. Tiger, bird, dog. His character is so funny. When you watch him, I swear to God, when you watch Paper Tigers, when you see him, you're instantly gonna be on the floor laughing. You think I'm being facetious right now, but wait. When you see him on the paper, he made the Paper Tigers, in my opinion. He made this film. When they stopped showing him, I was like, bring him back on a freaking screen, damn it. He earns my respect. But at the end of the day, I feel like with the movie's premise, the dialogue is all well warranted, but it focuses more on the comedy than it does with the drama and the tension. Like I mentioned, the Grandmaster gets killed 10 or 5 minutes when the movie starts, so we really don't really feel any gravitation towards his character dialogue. We just know that he's a Grandmaster and he's a chef. As the three characters that try to avenge him, we know their premise. We know what they did before they knew the news as they begin to live their lives. But what kind of got me on guard was when they was dissing with each other. They was homeboys, but they took one little bad loop and all of a sudden they stopped fucking with each other. I feel like that could have been well more deserved if it was done in a more better way. Like if the pacing was done in a way where we have actually seen more activity of what made them driven off in the first place. They showed us this, but it was not enough for us to be like, okay, that's all right. I feel the reason why they stopped talking to each other, but I feel like what the movie was focused on should have been more focused on what made us care about them the most instead of us being more humanly entertained. I'm gonna have to give the Paper Tigers a C. I'm sorry if you guys are hearing noise in the background. I really can't control all that. It's like whenever I do reviews, it's noisy as much as it possibly can be, and then when I'm not doing reviews, it is quiet as a church mouse. I'm beginning to understand certain things of why things happen, but stuff like this is unavoidable. Well, y'all guys know the drill by now. That's it. That's all I have to say for today. Please stay tuned for more of my upcoming reviews and videos headed your way. This is Hugo, your critic teacher. You guys have a damn good day.